It's up to both guys what they want out of this. Tyson knows he's got to change everything, 380-degree turnaround. And if he's not prepared to do that, well, good luck to Usyk. But let me tell you, once Tyson's head's on, Usyk's not the man to do it.
Tyson Fury suffered the second defeat of his career about a week ago, yet he hasn't stopped crying over his loss first. He claimed he was robbed by the judges, and he had won the fight by 3 rounds.
Nuts day after day, and you start thinking, you know what, what's it all about this? They've lost a great champion. You know, it'd be a sad thing and a shame that the undisputed fight never made.
In fact, there were rumors that he was going to appeal the fight. Well, for some reason he didn't, but while he gave up on that, he's also keen on getting a trilogy again with Oleksandr Usyk. Sometimes it's just good to accept that your opponent is better than you, else you'll make funny decisions like calling for a third fight against a fighter that outclassed you in 2 consecutive fights, already 3 people being stupid. But if they be sensible, regroup, sit down round the table like proper business. People, we can make this fight happen. It should have T. Wembling. I don't what do I can't see that fight up Hest. And that's been the most recent cause for disaster between him and John Fury, as his father has advised him against a trilogy, only for him to hold on to that. His father questioned his legacy and felt with the way he was handling the loss, he may be remembered for more bad than good. As far as boxing is concerned, the Furies aren't a very loved boxing family, owing to their numerous controversies. Perhaps that's been their secret to making huge paydays. However, it's attracted so much hatred from boxing professionals and fans' eye.
People being stupid. But if they be sensible, regroup, sit down round the table like proper business people, we can make this fight happen. It should have took Wembley. I don't know what he's doing with Daniel Labarde. I can't see that fight happen.
Because imagine if Daniel Lear, which Daniel's quite capable of turning him over them more, hence a fight between Tyson Fury and John Fury. Seems fun to watch for fans who aren't so concerned about them. Their feud began when Tyson Fury decided to listen to boxing fans and kick his dad out of his corner. He even admitted this in an interview where he claimed he had strained his relationship with everyone except his trainer.
Fight happens is a stupid move, because imagine if Daniel Labarde, which Daniel's quite capable of turning him over, then what?
We've had 60 days to gather each other's company, killing each other. He's called me more useless things than ever before. Huey came over 2 weeks ago, and that's it. You could be a part of them all this time. For the match, it's difficult, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do. I've not spoken to anybody. When I say I've not spoken to anybody, I really haven't spoken to anybody, just been focused on the fight and doing my job. You know, being in camp, do you think that he will be furious? He will be angry, Oleksandr, yes. Is it no, he won't be furious? It'll be okay, you'll be furious. I was in Malta, it was decent weather, dry, we had good facilities and stuff. And literally, I went to the gym in the morning, came back, had my food, went to the gym in the evening, came back, and had my food, then I'd watch TV, went to bed. Got to bed early, woke up early, and the only time we left was to go to the gym, or we went to the church on a Sunday. That was at Leader.
Be a part of them all this time for the match.
Difficult, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, has been on a social media rant after his son lost to Oleksandr Usyk for the second time this year in their unified World Heavyweight Championship rematch. While his rants have mainly been targeted at Oleksandr Usyk, the 3 judges on Fight Night, and the World Boxing Council, he recently fired shots at his son Tyson Fury, as well for being too care and unprepared to have lost against the same opponent. He wasn't going to win the fight, was saying that on the broadcast. They needed mercy, he needed mercy, you know, and at the end of the referee seen at the light. And you know what, good referee, but there's clots of blood over there when John Fury insulted Oleksandr Usyk, and the judges, he had called them robbers for choosing to manipulate the system in favor of Oleksandr Usyk. However, despite initially claiming Usyk cheated his son out of victory, John Fury went ahead to blast his son for preparing so much only to come up with a loss.
I'm the father of the clan, but not the leader.
You're the father of the clan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, put me right.
No, you okay?
Are you happy with that, Tim?
First of all, I gotta say, congratulations.
He British heavyweight spent months in a training camp in Malta and cut off all communication with his household, including his wife Paris and his father John Fury. Only his trainers Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee were present, while Shane Fury, Tyson's brother, joined them later on. Hence, JN felt Tyson had taken things too far and had even impacted his relationships, only to come up with a loss. It was a comical act with John in the corner, and I think it distracted Tyson, so he distracted him in the corner. How was he in the 12-week training camp?
The referee's seen it, the light, and you know what? Good refereeing. but there's pots of blood over there.
Fury has heeded the cry of his many boxing fans and professionals by finally getting his father John Fury out of his corner once. And for all it's been a tough decision, the former world heavyweight champion made, after several complaints, that his father was his biggest distraction on Saturday night when he fought Oleksandr Usyk.
UK, what doubted my son? I said, every TV company you want sacking off. Sack him off Monday morning, so don't.
In the undisputed world heavyweight title bout back repeatedly, he was seen shouting over his son's ear, hindering him from getting instructions from the more experienced Sugar Hill and Andy Lee, and as a result, he's come under fire for his excessiveness. And this time his worst enemy is the one firing shots at him, the man who most popular for being Mike Tyson's sparring partner for some years, and specially described by the baddest man on the planet as the world's toughest white man, Joe Egan.
Typical act with John in the corner. And I think it distracted Tyson. So if he distracted him in the corner, how was he in the...
He had a say in Tyson Fury's decision to fire his father, Joe Fury. Why are you avoiding me saying? There's no money in fighting me. I've stepped up to the mark, John, and accepted your challenge. Joe Egan and John Fury have been having an intense back and forth with each other. And while speaking with Carl Frick on FRCK on fighting, Joe Egan was very brutal in his...
Quit pulling back and you're getting caught. Win this too.
Slammed him for wanting to take the glory in every situation and putting his son in such a messy state unnecessarily. It was the perfect opportunity for Joe Egan to get back at John Fury after several months of fiercely exchanging words with each other on social media. It started where Big John Fury challenged any man over 50 to a fight. That's my recollection of it. But you tell me where the beef began with Big John. While John Fury spoke with Carl Frick, he highlighted...
Fury, why are you avoiding me? Saying there's no money in fighting me. I've stepped up to the mark, John, and accepted your challenge.
The very moment many years ago when his feud with John Fury started that'll surely be captured later on in this video. But it's their recent beef that began a few months ago that's led to this war of words that has continued even while John Fury still mourns his son's loss, and his surprising sack. It began with John Fury's boastful claim that number 58-year-old on Earth could defeat him, a claim to which Joe Egan responded, "Hello everyone, I think I got one."
Started where Big John Fury challenged any man over 50 to a fight. That's my recollection of it, but you tell me where the beef began with Big John.
Ask Harmy, I haven't fought in over 20 years. John Fury is my friend, and he's a good fighting man. Beginning politely enough, "Hello everyone," said Big Joe Egan in a video message a few months ago. "I have one last horror in me. The toughest white man on the planet," went on, "I haven't fought in over 20 years. John Fury is my friend, and he is a good fighting man, same as myself, a good fighting man. And I think the two of us would have a great boxing match out in Saudi. Let's show them YouTubers and Saudi royals how two old warriors can perform." His challenge was issued, and Egan sat back and waited for
Me, I haven't fought in over 20 years. John Fury is my friend, and he's a good fighting man.
Fury to respond, "Myself, a good fight man. I think the two of us would have a great boxing match out in Saudi. Let's show them YouTubers and them Saudi royals. They two old warriors come." But initially the one-time bear, knuckle boxer, and father of heavyweight champ Tyson Fury was silent. Perhaps he had enough on his plate. Fury was already embroiled in a war of words with former super middleweight champion Carl Frost, and had previously called out heavyweight legend Iron Mike. But Egan had an ace up his sleeve he roped in his old sparring.
Good fight, man. I think the two of us would have a great boxing match. Out in Saudi, let's show them YouTubers and them Saudi royals. They're two old warriors.
Partner Iron Mike Tyson to turn up the heat. John Fury, "You've got my friend Joe Egan really mad at you saying you wanted to fight me," said Tyson in a video posted online. "And he also told me that you told Russell Crowe that he was a fraud." So Joe Egan is looking for John Fury. "Okay, John Fury, you got my friend Joe Egan really mad at you saying you wanted to fight me. And he also told me that you told Russell Crowe that he was a fraud." So Joe Egan is looking for John Fury. "Okay, and if I'm able to see that fight, I hope it's not in England, because I'm a felon, I can't go to England. But he's coming for you, John Fury, for my honor." Eventually, after Mike Tyson called him out, he then sent in his response in a video posted on X. Fury agreed to fight Egan, but only if KSI paid him £200,000.
Joe Egan is looking for John Fury.
Okay? And if I able to see that fight,
He claimed he was owed from a bet on the YouTuber's fight against Tommy Fury last October. Okay, Joe Egan here is where it said Fury. Okay, Joe Egan here is where it's at you're saying KSI backing you for millions of pounds when they can't pay me 200 what they owe me. But here's one for M. Tell that rat next. To you, that pineapple wire me my money across, well, I'm not hard to do business with, mate. And at the end of the day, like you say, you want to make a few quid, and I will fight anybody if it makes business sense. So here's what they've got to do, because I said I'd never do any more business with that rat ever. But you're there going on the internet making yourself busy. Now it's personal, Joe, because at the end of the day, you better hope he does back you for millions. Because you're going to have to fight me anyway. When you see me, ain't you for.
Okay, Joe Egan. Here's where it's at. You're saying KSI is backing you for millions of pounds when they can't pay me 200 what they owe me. But here's one for you, mate. Tell that rat next to you, that pineapple, wire me my money across with it. With me, you know, and at the end of the day, like you say, you want to make a few quid, you know, so do I, and I'll fight anybody, like I said, when it makes business sense. So here's what they've got to do.
See, he made his coats off telling you now, and then it was relatively silent until recently when John Fury headbutt one of Oleksandr Usyk's team members this week, following that chaos Joe. Egan called him out once more. John Fury caused mayhem in Saudi Arabia last Monday ahead of his son TY's fight with Oleksandr Usyk. After he headbutted a member of the Ukrainian's team, he has since apologized for the violent act, but is continuing to receive huge criticism for his. And afterwards, ex-Irish professional boxer Joe Egan called John Fury out for a dust-up speaking on X. He said, "I believe you've all seen the conduct of this low-life bully boy thug John Fury today. I want to take this chance to apologize on behalf of the boxing world. To the Saudi royal family, the people of Saudi Arabia, who have welcomed the Fury family into their wonderful country, this man the bits if he ever has the courage to. Climb into the boxing ring with me. The world wants to see manners put on this man, and I am the man to do that the week of your son's biggest fight of his life. John, also to the people of Ukraine for the conduct of the scumbag, I would take great pleasure in smashing this man to bits if he ever has the courage to step into the ring with me." He then went on to add, "The world wants to see manners put on this man, and I am the man to do it the week of your son's biggest fight, John, and you conduct yourself like this." Despite apologizing, John attempted to justify the headbutt by telling Skyports News he said they disrespected my son, the best heavyweight to ever wear a pair of boxing gloves, coming out with all that rubbishies in my face. Try to be clever coming into my space, Usyk. Nobody's bothering with them. I was only chanting my own son's name.
To take this opportunity to apologise on behalf of the boxing world to the Saudi royal family and to the people of Saudi Arabia who have welcomed the Fury family into their wonderful country. I will take great pleasure in smashing